Good morning. All right, Danielle, nice seeing you. We're going to get going on Bible in the Year. It takes a half hour out of your day. The first 10, 15 minutes are an audio read so that you literally read or listen to every section of the Bible in 1 year. And then the last 15 minutes is us talking about how it applies to our lives today. Before we go ahead and listen to the reading, I want you to think about a couple things. We still have that kind of scenario between being wise or having folly in Proverbs chapters 9 through 12. And then you see things shift. So there's these two women. You virtually get invited to both parties, so to speak, the one side or the other side, the wise side or the folly side. Wisdom has built her house on 7 pillars. You're going to go ahead and hear that. She's basically slaughtered the beast and mixed her wine and set her table, right? She sends out her servants to call from the highest places of town. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. Come, eat of my bread and drink of the wine I have mixed. Leave your simple ways and live. Everyone is invited. Now, the folly is loud. She is seductive and she's knowing nothing really. She sits at the door of her house calling out to those who pass by. Stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he doesn't know what is there. Like we talked yesterday, death at the end of it, right? The guests that are invited to Sheol, right? And then you see Proverbs 10 through 12, it just shifts and it starts showing you what each one actually looks like, um, in your mouth, in your hands, in your business dealings, in your home, and in your marriages. So that's what I want you to be envisioning as you listen up today. I'm going to go ahead and screen share and you'll see me disappear. I need to go grab my coffee. It's literally right beside me. I can hear the whole thing. I'll be listening along with you guys. So let me get to the audio reading. Nine through 12. Okay, here we go.
Proverbs 9. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewn her 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her beasts. She has mixed her wine. She has also set her table. She has sent out her young women to call from the highest places in the town. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. To him who lacks sense, she says, come, eat of my bread and drink of my wine I have mixed. Leave your simple ways and live, and walk in the way of insight. Whoever corrects a scoffer gets himself abuse, and he who reproves a wicked man incurs injury. Do not reprove a scoffer, or he will hate you. Reprove a wise man, and he will love you. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will still be wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight. For by me your days will be multiplied and years will be added to your life. If you are wise for yourself. If you scoff, you alone will bear it. The woman, Folly, is loud. She is seductive and knows nothing. She sits at the door of her house. She takes a seat on the highest places in town, calling to those who pass by, who are going straight on their way. Whoever is simple, let him turn in here. And to him who lacks sense, she says, stolen water is sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant. But he does not know that the dead are there, that her guests are in the depths of Sheol. Proverbs 10. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son makes a glad father, but a foolish son is a sorrow to his mother. Treasures gained by wickedness do not profit, but righteousness delivers from death. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summer is a prudent son, but he who sleeps in harvest is a son who brings shame. Blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. The memory of the righteous is a blessing, but the name of the wicked will rot. The wise of heart will receive commandments, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but he who makes his ways crooked will be found out. Whoever winks the eye causes trouble, but a babbling fool will come to ruin. The mouth of a righteous is the fountain of life, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all offenses. On the lips of him who has understanding, wisdom is found, but a rod is for the back of him who lacks sense. The wise lay up knowledge, but the mouth of a fool brings ruin near. A rich man's wealth is his strong city. The poverty of the poor is their ruin. The wage of the righteous leads to life, the gain of the wicked to sin. Whoever heeds instruction is on the path to life, but he who rejects reproof leads others astray. The one who conceals hatred has lying lips, and whoever utters slander is a fool. When words are many, transgressions are not lacking, but whoever restrains his lips are prudent. The tongue of the righteous is choice silver. The heart of the wicked is of little worth. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. Doing wrong is like a joke to a fool, but wisdom is pleasure to a man of understanding. What the wicked dreads will come upon him, but the desire of the righteous will be granted. When the tempest passes, the wicked is no more, but the righteous is established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes, so is the sluggard to those who send him. The fear of the Lord prolongs life, but the years of the wicked will be short. The hope of the righteous brings joy, but the expectation of the wicked will perish. The way of the Lord is a stronghold to the blameless, but destruction to evildoers. The righteous will never be removed, but the wicked will not dwell in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is acceptable, but the mouth of the wicked what is perverse. Proverbs 11. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. When pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with the humble is wisdom. The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them. Riches do not profit in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivers from death. The righteousness of the blameless keeps his way straight, but the wicked falls by his own wickedness. The righteousness of the upright delivers them, but the treacherous are taken captive by their lust. When the wicked dies, his hope will perish, and the expectation of wealth perishes too. The righteous is delivered from trouble, and the wicked walks into it instead. With his mouth the godless man will destroy his neighbor, but by knowledge the righteous are delivered. When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and when the wicked perishes, there are shouts of gladness. By the blessing of the upright, a city is exalted, but by the mouth of the wicked it is overthrown. Whoever belittles his neighbor lacks sense, but a man of understanding remains silent. Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. Where there is no guidance, the people fall, but in an abundance of counselors there is safety. Whoever puts up security for a stranger will surely suffer harm, but he who hates striking hands and pledge is secure. A gracious woman gets honor, and violent men get riches. A man who is kind benefits himself, but a cruel man hurts himself. The wicked earns deceptive wages, but one who sows righteousness gets a sure reward. Whoever is steadfast in righteousness will live, but he who pursues evil will die. Those of crooked heart are an abomination to the Lord, but those of blameless ways are his delight. Be assured, An evil person will not go unpunished, but the offspring of the righteous will be delivered. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman without discretion. The desire of the righteous ends only in good, the expectation of the wicked and wrath. One gives freely and grows all the richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. Whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and whoever waters will himself be watered. The people curse him who holds back grain, but a blessing is on the head of him who sells it. Whoever diligently seeks good seeks favor, but evil comes to him who searches for it. Whoever trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like a green leaf. Whoever troubles his own household will inherit the wind, and the fool will be a servant to the wise of heart. The fruit of the righteous is a tree of life, and whoever captures souls is wise. If the righteous is repaid on earth, how much more the wicked and the sinner?
Proverbs 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. A good man obtains favor from the Lord, but a man of evil devices he condemns. No one is established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous will never be moved. An excellent wife is the crown of her husband, but she who brings shame is like rottenness in his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are just. The counsels of the wicked are deceitful. The words of the wicked lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright delivers them. The wicked are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous will stand. A man is commended according to his good sense, but one of twisted mind is despised. Better to be lowly and have a servant than to play the great man and lack bread. Whoever is righteous has regard for the life of his beast, but the mercy of the wicked is cruel. Whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits lacks sense. Whoever is wicked covets the spoil of evildoers, but the root of the righteous bears fruit. An evil man is ensnared by the transgressions of his lips, but the righteous escapes from trouble. From the fruit of his mouth, a man is satisfied with good, and the work of a man's hands comes back to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. The vexation of a fool is known at once, but the prudent ignores an insult. Whoever speaks the truth gives honest evidence, but a false witness utters deceit. There is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Truthful lips endure forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who devise evil, but those who plan peace have joy. No ill befalls the righteous, but the wicked are filled with trouble. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. A prudent man conceals knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly. The hand of the diligent will rule, while the slothful will be put to forced labor. Anxiety of a man's heart weighs him down, but a good word makes him glad. One who is righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wicked leads them astray. Whoever is slothful will not roast his game, but the diligent man will get precious wealth. In the path of righteousness is life, and in its pathway there is no death.
Right, let's go ahead and break this down. All right, so it's easy to understand, right? Proverbs, finally, we're getting into some text where, man, it's as clear as can be. It's just telling you, do it, don't it. This is why when you're first starting to read the Bible, a lot of people will be like, where do I start? Proverbs is a great place to start, right? There's 31 of them. You could do it in a month. You could literally say to someone, read one proverb every chapter, one every day of the month, and then you get in this great habit. But let's break it down because there are three main things that I want to talk about. So the first one is the feast and the theft. So wisdom's table versus stolen bread from the folly, right? So wisdom built her house, folly did not build anything. She just sat at the door of the house that was already there and called out to the people walking by. That's the difference. Wisdom, it's an invitation that cost. It already cost something. She built it. She slaughtered what needed to be put away. She mixed up this wine so that it was great. She prepared the table. Folly's invitation cost her nothing because she is not actually offering anything. She is only offering access to what already belongs to, honestly, someone else. Stolen water is sweet, but she does not know, and the presenters, those listening, do not know that this leads to death because it's nothing. It's on cheated time, energy, whatever. So this is the point that we cannot miss in chapter 9. It's when you see someone, I've heard mocking of me before when I've labored over something, and I used to, and I don't now. I only help one private client at a time, but I used to help like 12 people growing Christian ministries, and you would see like some of them just labored over it. I labored over it. What about your garden? Take that. Can you apply to that? What about your work? Some of you just labor. What about marriage? You're laboring over it, and it might look to the foolish, that's just crazy. What a waste. Or, we're happy and we're just enjoying the splendor of something else, right? And yet, in the end, this becomes just this beautiful, flourishing relationship, workplace, garden, whatever I just spoke of, family that you've labored over. It is worth it, right? So I'm going to give you some texts that I want you to realize support this Old Testament scripture with some New Testament. So John 6:35 says, Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me shall not hunger. Whoever believes in me shall not thirst. Wisdom's invitation to eat her bread and drink her wine, it's so simple that life is there for the anticipated guests, right? Christ offering himself the bread of life. This satisfies forever. In contrast to something stolen, and there's that immediate gratification, but it's gone then, right? Matthew 7:24 through 27 says, everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who has built his house on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. Jesus' closing parable on the Sermon on the Mount, it echoes this architecture of Proverbs 9. It's like one figure is building their house on something that's costly and durable, while the other one's just like, oh, here's a spot, open sand, it looks flat, smooth. Oh, here, quick, let's do this. It'll pay. So this is your challenge and your reflection. Which table, first think on this, have you been eating on more lately? Have you been in one that costs someone or yourself great labor? Like a lot of preparation has gone into it. Or one that is just like sweet and it's almost in secret, right? So this is your challenge. Do an honest inventory of the tables, metaphorically, that you've been sitting at, right? The relationships, the media, the habits, the communities that you return to for nourishment, where you're going to. Remember my story yesterday? I was like, oh, I love to just sit. I take a portion of my day to get in the presence of the Lord and just listen to praise music quietly and, just meditate on a Bible verse. And I started instead kind of putting on these little stories. Like quickly, it was ruining this time that I had to wrestle with, sit with God and thoughts that he could work on, right? So think to yourself, what am I doing? Where is the time and effort and energy that I'm spending? And bring it to God. It sometimes takes a discipline. It's like the woman who prepared the table. Do you need to spend a little more time laboring over your relationship with the Lord, your relationship with your sisters and brothers? Let's go on to teaching point number 2. The tongue, the hand, and the fountain of life. See, Proverbs 10, it's talking about the ordinary day now. So it stops talking about wisdom as this abstract thing, and it's saying, listen, the mouth of the righteous is like the fountain of life. You know, a slacked hand, a lazy person. Diligent makes us rich in the Lord. So, yeah, sure, it's going to be worldly blessings, but it's also going to be rich in the Lord. Patience, forbearance, gentleness, kindness, self control. Hatred stirs up strife. Love covers all offenses. Remember, it gave you this great example of like, don't you waste your time starting to talk about, and be so disjointed about all the wrong that's been happening in your life. Start putting efforts towards laboring towards doing what's right in the Lord's eyes, and blessings will come. So that's all Proverbs 10, 11, 4, 12, and 27. But what I want you to do is look at these supporting texts and then do your challenge. So the supporting text for New Testament is 1 Peter 4, 8. Above all, keep loving one another. And I think that's what Melissa was saying. And Mary, love, right? You guys are saying I love Proverbs, but this is the teaching to keep love over everything else. Love covers a multitude of sin is this Bible verse. Peter directly draws the language of Proverbs 10, 12 because he's applying that same principle. Love that covers rather than exposing everybody's shortcomings, rather than tolerating passively. Rather love, teach, rebuke. How about Colossians 3:23? Whatever you do, work heartedly at it, as if the Lord, as working for the Lord, not man. See, this is Paul instructing the Colossians to be diligent, just like Proverbs 10:4, the lazy or the diligent. And you might get mocked for doing the hard work, right? But do it at the conviction of your legacy, what you will literally be leaving behind. People are watching you work hard for the Lord. Some may mock you, but even the mockers are seeing what you're doing. And the ones who are quietly watching, it's planting seeds. The ones who are right there working with you are being blessed. It's good. So today, reflect on your mouth. Is it currently functioning as a fountain of life? Or is it examining? Or is it trying to conceal? Is it trying to, build a case? Is it putting other things down to make yourself look better? Is it literally, you see this today, literally spewing the exact same thing that they are doing? Lies about something someone is doing, but it's not them who's doing it, it's you. So your challenge is pick one proverb from Proverbs 10. Just one, and then carry it throughout an entire day. Wow, this is eye-opening. Write it on a card and set it as a reminder. So literally throughout the day, look at the card because this is an example of it. Every time you speak, ask whether your mouth is functioning as fountain of life in that conversation. Every time you face a task, are you tempted to slack or are you going to be diligent? And if there's a specific offense that you've been sort of rehearsing against someone else, practice covering it today. Not pretending it didn't happen, not ignoring it, but actually choosing to turn to God, evaluate through the Lord's eyes, do the labor and the work with God so that He can refine, repair, and restore every broken place. Now, last point, honesty is the scale that is crowning all of the infractions of the world, right? This is a direct teaching from Proverbs 11, 1, 3, 24 through 25. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but just weight is a delight. The integrity of the upright literally guides them. But the broken or the crookedness of the treacherous destroy others. One gives freely, yet grows all the richer. Another withholds what he or she should give and then will only suffer from it. Whatever or whoever brings blessings will be enriched, and the one who waters will himself be watered. So, I mean, honestly, you can't mistake this. It's so clear. I don't feel like we even need a New Testament teaching. It's like you cannot miss. I love Proverbs 12, 4, and 7. An excellent wife is crown of her husband, and she who brings shame is like the rottenness to his bones. Man, does this not call us ladies forward? I mean, I want to be a crown to my husband. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at a couple Bible verses, though, that will support this, and then let's get our challenge and keep moving. So Leviticus 19, 20, or 36 says, you shall have just balances, just weights, a just ephah, and a just hin. I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. See, the false balance was prohibited, like in Proverbs 11. It's not a new idea. It goes way back to the original law, anchored directly in God's identity. And this is how Israel was redeemed and to be redeemed, meaning honest dealings. It was always the character of God, and that should be our desire. How about 2 Corinthians 9, 6? The point is this: whoever sows sparingly will reap sparingly. Whoever sows bountifully will reap bountifully. This doesn't just mean money. Yes, we want to sow money into different things that are righteously connected to the Lord. If it's part of His call and His purpose, great place to put your money. But this is also talking about your spiritual gifts. I mean, I always use this as a good example because there are individuals who are gifted with the ability to see in the Spirit. Some of them have learned how to see the Holy Spirit well, learned how to see spiritual warfare in front and call upon God and the angels, while others who see in the Spirit are mediums. And they're using it to use like tarot cards and fortune telling. Same gift. Same gift. Born with this sweet gift from the Lord, used in one way or another way. I mean, that's a dramatic look at it, but think of it in your day to day. If God has gotten you in a situation where you're good with conversation, are you using your tongue to spew, teach God's word? Or are you using it in different ways? Like if God gave you the ability to, I don't know, anything, like teach, are you teaching God fearing information, or are you just teaching about things that don't matter in the world? All right, so here, I already did the reflection. That's what it was. This is your challenge. Identify one place in your life where you may be running a false balance. Quietly weighing decisions or a report or maybe an apology, maybe some sort of transaction that's in your own favor in a way that God wouldn't be right with it. It's okay. Don't feel condemned. This is good. Awareness is good. So correct that this week. In the small way, even it out. Go bring it before the Lord. Ask the Lord to open your eyes in a small way. Do some labor in honest revelation so that you can see God make it all right, redeem it, and bless it abundantly. All right, so here are your journaling points. We're at 7:30 right now. 5 things. I want you to journal on these in this 24-hour period, or at least take them to heart right now. Proverbs 9, 1 through 2 and 13 through 14. Wisdom built her house before she ever extended the invitation. Folly only sat at the door that was already open. What in your life right now was truly built with the cost of love? And what is just an open door that's been you've been walking through by default? Okay, that's the first one. Okay, now the next one is Proverbs 10:11. The mouth of the righteous is a fountain of life. Would the people closest to you describe your words this week as a fountain of life? Or has something been concealed and you need to hand it over to the Lord? Next one, Proverbs 10:12. Love covers all offenses. Is there a specific offense that you've been sitting and stirring up rather than just covering with the Lord? Rather than keeping it current in your mind in a way that is only letting the Lord redeem it, putting it in his hands. Instead, you're cycling it over and it's stirring up strife. The next one, Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord. Where might you be quietly weighing something in your own favor? A decision, an excuse, a story that you tell about yourself in a way that the Lord would examine and not find right. Ah. And then last, Proverbs 11:25. One who waters will himself be watered. What is one act of real, uncalculated generosity that you can offer today, trusting that the equity of the Trinity will flow back? All right, so let's go ahead and head ourselves out in prayer. It's the end of our day. We're 2 minutes over. I can't wait to see you back here again tomorrow. We are doing this, guys. We're getting closer to New Testament. How fun, right? So, Father, you have built a house and set a table, and you have called us in. But because we've earned a seat? No, because you are gracious and forgiving and a loving God. You've done the work. Jesus, you died on the cross for us. You've prepared the table for us. Forgive us for the times that we have wandered, we have opened our mouth not in your name. We have been lazy sluggards at times. Lord, we're okay realizing it now, so long as we hand it back over. We lay it at the foot of the cross, and you refine us. You inspire us and teach us. We open our heart, mind, and soul to you and your teaching alone. We want nothing to do with ways of this world. Make our mouths fountains of your life today. Teach us to cover offenses with love. Give us the heart, mind, and soul to labor in what you've shown us so that we can be better vessels, more clearly image bearers of you, where you can do kingdom work. Father, we love you and we trust you. Guys, come back tomorrow for Proverbs 13 through 16. We're going to be talking about the heart of a man who plans his own ways, but the Lord, he establishes our steps. So that is going to do it for today. I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Go live, love, learn, and lead according to the call God has on your life.